Open the person's gown to expose all of his back for your examination of the posterior and lateral chest. Now inspect the posterior chest, noting the configuration of the thoracic cage, skin characteristics, and symmetry of shoulders and muscles. Next, palpate firm symmetrical chest expansion. Also palpate for detect tactile prominence 99, as well as any lumps or tenderness. Next, palpate down the spine to assess the spinous processes. Then percuss the costovertebral angle to detect any tenderness. Following a systematic sequence, also percuss the posterior and lateral lung fields. Also percuss to map out the lower lung border on exhalation. And inhalation. Measure the difference to estimate diaphragmatic excursion. Finally, auscultate the breath sounds, following a systematic pattern. Note any adventitious sounds.
Now I'm just going to take a look at your chest.
Face the person to examine his anterior chest. For a woman, loosen her gown in the front, but leave it on her shoulders. Then inspect the person's respiration and skin characteristics.
Okay, I need you to say 99.
Using a systematic sequence, palpate the anterior chest for tactile premise.
99.
Okay.
Also palpate to detect any lumps or tenderness. Next, assess the anterior lung fields, percussing from side to side.
Let's take a listen to your lungs. Just need you to breathe in and out through your mouth.
Following the same pattern, auscultate the breath sounds.
I'm going to listen to your heart now.
While the person is seated, place the diaphragm of the stethoscope firmly on the base of the heart and ask him to lean forward and exhale briefly. Then auscultate over the base and right and left sides of the sternum to detect any murmurs. To examine the upper extremities, begin by testing range of motion and muscle strength of the hands, arms, and shoulders.
Behind your head.
Then palpate the epitrochlear nose. When examining the breasts in a woman, observe for symmetry, mobility, and dimpling as she lifts her arms over her head,
Hands on your hips, please.
pushes her hands on her hips, and pushes her palms together. Also inspect the supraclavicular and infraclavicular areas,
Now I'm going to raise your arm.
as well as the axillary areas. Next, support the woman's arm and palpate her axilla and regional lymph nodes.
I want you to lie down, please.
Then, while standing at the woman's right side, help her lie supine with the head of the table at a 30-45-degree angle. Place the gown across her shoulders and a drape across her abdomen.
Comfortable? You raise your arm over your head. Is this good? Yeah.
With the same arm over the woman's head, palpate each breast and areola, and be sure to palpate the tail of Spence. Then palpate each nipple for discharge.
Then raise your arms like this. Your breast should move up. Then lay on the bed and feel the breast the way I did. Or you could do it in the shower.
Finally, teach the woman how to do breast self-examination and observe as she performs a return demonstration. For a man, inspect and palpate the breasts while palpating the anterior chest wall. Then, while supporting each arm, palpate his axilla and regional lymph nodes. With the person lying at a 30-degree angle, examine the neck vessels. First, inspect each side of the neck and the suprasternal notch for the jugular veins and jugular venous pulsation. Then, if indicated, estimate the jugular venous pressure.
Now we're just going to check the heart.
Now focus your attention on the heart. First, inspect the precordium for any abnormal pulsations, such as heaves. Second, palpate the apical impulse and note its location. Third, palpate the precordium to detect an abnormal pulsation, such as a thrill, which is a palpable vibration. Fourth, auscultate the apical rate and rhythm. Fifth, use the diaphragm to auscultate the first and second heart sounds, hinging from the apex to the base. Sixth, use the bell to auscultate for extra heart sounds and murmurs, following the same pattern.
Now I'm going to use